So this is our first VSQ set of notes. Remember, you're going to write down all the details or all the information that you see, and then you're going to write summaries at the end of this. I'll guide you through those, and then some questions we're going to answer. So first off, Spanish control. The Spanish are still in control of the southwest United States, which is Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and California, and in control of Mexico itself. However, the people of Mexico would like self-rule. They don't want to be ruled by a king that's thousands of miles away. This is going to be impacted by the results of other revolutions occurring around the world. In 1775 to 1781, we saw the American Revolution overthrows British rule of America. And then we saw in 1789 the French Revolution, which got rid of monarchy. So we saw two groups of people were able to overthrow their leaders and take over and have self-rule. Mexico and all the territories over here in North America were trying to do the same. Mexico is next to try to rid itself of oppressive rule and strive for independence. And everything we're looking at today is going to be along that line. So to begin with, we have a guy named Philip Nolan. And from our vocab, a filibuster, which is somebody who's an adventurer, goes out and identifies things and does a lot of different things. From the U.S., he was from the U.S. and was sent to Texas with Spanish approval many times. He was supposed to come here and identify key features, map out the land. Instead, he made the Spanish suspicious of the United States trying to take control of Texas. So here you have a guy from the United States that's contracted to come. He's identifying all these key features all around, all around Mexico territory or Spanish territory in Texas, and he's taking all that information back with him as well. And so it makes him suspicious that the United States is going to try to overthrow this area. Next, we have a guy named Jose Gutierrez de Lara. He's going to lead the Mexican Republican Army of the North, which is basically a militia group that's trying to overthrow the Spanish. He's going to join another person named Augustus McGee, and they're going to create the Gutierrez-McGee expedition between 1812 and 1813, which declares Texas independent of Spanish rule and supported multiple filibuster expeditions where they go out and they try to actively defeat the Spanish. They were defeated by the Battle of Medina, and after being defeated, this encouraged others to stand up against the Spanish. So they were kind of the first people to start showing that you could stand up against the Spanish, and they wanted other people to join in. While this is going on, in the Gulf of Mexico between 1817 and 1822, we had a French privateer or a French pirate named Jean Lafitte. He began attacking the Spanish ships and stealing their cargo. By doing this, he interrupted their trade and cost the Spanish money. Remember, we had our 3 G's that the Spanish had. We had God, gold, and glory. And this was our most important. And if you're taking away this, do the Spanish really want to stay? And so that's going to cause a lot of problems for the Spanish. Next, we have the Long expedition in 1819, which is a guy named Dr. James Long who led a military personnel group from Mississippi to Nacogdoches, which is East Texas. He declared Texas was independent of Spanish rule, and he was probably thinking of Mexican rule too. He then looked for reinforcements for his military group. Nobody came. He and his compatriots were captured, and Dr. James Long was marched to Mexico City. There he was tried for his crimes against the crown, which is basically trying to overthrow the crown. He was convicted of them and executed, which he was shot for his actions. And then finally, we have this is our timetable of Mexico gaining their independence. In 1821, Mexico gains independence from Spain by defeating the remnants of the Spanish forces. They were able to overthrow them because there was just not much left, and they were very, very poorly armed. 1824, Mexico creates their first written constitution, which declared the official name of Mexico was the United Mexican States. That was also a representative federal republic with Catholicism as the main religion. With the Constitution, the Mexican state of Coahuila and Texas were merged into one state because Texas was so small. Not the size, but the population. Okay, the population was very small, and because of that, they were able to merge into 2 groups. And in 1825, state colonization laws of 1825, the law set up guidelines for the colonization of Coahuila in Texas, and leads to settlement policies in Texas. And this is where we're going to see guys like Stephen F. Austin come into play. Right. So we're going to see guys like this come in off of these policies. And so we'll look at that more next time we take our notes. So finish copying down everything and then be ready to follow the instructions.